Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of June in my agenda half-letter planner. We'll decorate the monthly pages in a beachy summer theme, so come play with me. And I've got some washi tape here ready to go, along with a few mild liners I'll be using, this calligraphy ink and paintbrush, a backup white gel pen, and these Planning Things sticker books, which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and get started with the first spread, which will be the monthly layout. I have pre-decided on this theme. I did do a planning session, actually almost like a week ago now, to figure out what I wanted to do for my June theme. And because of my sciatica, I really have to kind of space out my time planning. I can't just sit for long periods of time anymore and do planning. So I did a couple of spreads off camera and worked out the theme with what you're going to see here. So I'll just be doing 2 spreads with you, setting those up on camera with you today. I have put down some wax paper and am starting to pull in some elements that I think might be good for this spread. I see that there's quite a few empty days at the end of the month, so we'll use that for some decor down there. And then maybe even at the top, there's an empty day, so I put in a beachy house sticker up there, see if I like that. I also have put in a few seagulls at the top, which I thought was kind of cute. And then I'm working on the sidebar now with a sticker and a quote. We'll see if that stays as is. I'm using mainly Planning Things sticker books. One of them is from her newer monthly sub box. I think it's a sub box. I'm not actually sure now that I say that. It might be just a standalone sticker book, but I'll double check and make sure to put all my links down below in the description if you like any of these stickers or other things that I'm using in the spread. So I have that, and then I had a couple of extra sticker books with a coastal vibes summery theme from her collections, I think last year or the year before. So I'm just pulling in some of those stickers since they match up pretty well with what came out recently. And am now just working it out, just trying to see how I want things to look. I've already added in some washi tape, so that was one of the big things I worked out in my first attempt and session at planning, was that I really wanted to use a washi tape to mimic almost like a beachy shore. I've done a spread in the past where I made a full spread just with washi tape and kind of mimicked waves on the shore, which I thought really looked good. At the time, it was somewhat unique. I will say my unique ideas these days are not as plentiful as it used to be. I think mainly because I feel like the community or the planner community is just, I don't know, it used to be more creative. It used to be more, I'm trying to think of the word, but I feel like I used to get a lot more inspiration from the planner community to kind of push boundaries on items that I already had and, to see things in a new way. And lately, I don't know if it's just the Instagram algorithm or, people aren't quite as prevalent in the planning community as they used to be. But I feel like the creativity that used to be there has been gone for a little while. And I really liked having that inspiration to help me be more creative with my spreads. I will say that I have been doing a lot of things that I thought were creative in the past and like remaking them in different ways, but I haven't really felt like I've done anything unique. I don't know if that makes sense. Anything completely fresh and unique that you haven't seen before in quite a while. And I don't know, I kind of miss it. So I'm going to try and just revise some of those things that I used to add to my spreads and those creative touches that I felt like make my spreads unique and fun and just original, and see if I can kind of guide myself towards some newer ideas by playing around more. As you guys know too, with the sciatica that I'm dealing with, it's also, my time is limited, but I really do miss those creative moments. So hopefully once things get back to normal, or at least semi-normal, I'll have a little more time to refocus on that. And that is my goal, is to just kind of create some new and fresh ideas for you guys, like I had done in the past, and trying some new things just to spice things up a bit. Because I don't know about you guys, but maybe you're like me and you kind of get in a rut with the planning. So that's where I'm at, and just thought I would share with you guys, since you are probably one of my longtime members if you've been watching my channel for a while, and you know all my tips and tricks by now. So I'm just going to try to relook at things in a new light and give us all some fresh ideas to work with in the future as much as possible. So that said, I've already worked through my entire monthly spread. That went really fast. I did a basic triangle layout with things in 3 corners basically clustered together. And then I also added a little bit of uniqueness, I think, in the bottom corner as well of the sidebar. So maybe not a true triangle spread, but that was where it began. And now I've moved on to the monthly goals and weekly tasks spread. I've decided that I'm probably only going to set 2 goals for June. Usually I go all out, do 4, but we're going to stick with some low-key, just things that need to be done type of goals, and see how I do in June. I've been very unmotivated at times throughout May. It just depended on how I was feeling, how I slept. So I don't want to overwhelm myself with things that I know I'm not going to be able to do. So that's the thing. So that said, I'm laying things out now with some heavy stickering in some of my normally functional boxes, which would include that very top box on the left for my monthly goals. So since I only have 2 goals, I can pretty much, limit my functional space to 2 out of the 4 boxes. And that gives me a little bit of freedom to play around with some stickering in the other 2 boxes, make this spread a little bit more decorative than it would normally be. Same is also going to apply to week 5 down there at the bottom on the weekly tasks side. There is, I think, 3 days that go into the end of June before July starts. And I know that, at least my hope is that I will be fresh and new by July. That's my hope at this point. So I'll have new quarterly goals. I'll have, hopefully a new lease on life if everything goes to plan. So I just think that week 5, I'm just going to end up starting fresh with the new quarter. So that said, that gives me the ability to white out a majority of this functional space so that I can sticker over it. And also going to play around with some stickering up here at the top. So I'm whiting out the darker black lines where I need to with my white gel pen. And it was giving me a little bit of trouble here. I keep trying to warm it up, get that ink mixed in, because I think it was just applying fluid and not ink at some point, and then it finally got back on track, but it took me a little while to refresh it. I think it's been a while since I've been doing some planning, because usually these pens do not dry up or act up at all for me, so I'm not on my normal game when the pens start to fail. I have laid in those stickers down there at the bottom. And I'm going to do a little bit more whiting out up here at the top just to cover all of those touching black lines so you don't see those from behind the sticker. And just dropping things in. I did something a little different on the spread using the washi tape just at the top and the bottom instead of in 3 places. I kind of like that look when I do want to keep things a little bit more minimal on a spread for functionality's sake. And then basically I'm just dropping things in and cleaning up those lines as I go where I didn't do enough. Really looking forward to some summer vibes. I've been cooped up in the house for like a month. Yes, I'm over it. I'm ready to get outside. So I know in June I have a couple of doctor's appointments, and that's probably going to be one of my first ventures outside, which is just like, oh my gosh. But it hasn't been all that bad, but I am kind of getting tired of being housebound. So looking forward to some summery things, maybe get out to the beach at least and sit on the sand if I can't move around too much. We've laid in all the stickers now. I'm going to go ahead and add one extra little something here to these spreads using some white calligraphy ink. I thought it'd be kind of nice to mimic like a waved spray, if you will. So I thought this white would do really nicely on top of these clear stickers. So it wouldn't be overly textured, but you would still see that hint of texture on the pages, which I think is kind of a fun added tidbit. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Of course, it's a little bit tricky because we have double-sided pages here. And I also put a really big drip there on that one page. So I'm trying to do it so that everything can dry. And I realized once I was all done with this that I did not do those final pages that I did previously. So you're going to see those pages, but I ended up forgetting to do the spray. I may go back and do it at a later time, but I don't know. I probably won't. So you get some ideas here, but yeah, it's not going to be carried through probably to those last couple of spreads that you're going to see. So I think we're pretty good here. Everything's drying up. I do need to clean out the holes. Once I am done with that, we will be done, friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you next time. Bye!